In this video, let us learn about the components of educational management. So first, let's see what an education is. Education is very simple. Education is nothing but we are providing education to students in order to make them a productive member of society. That is a useful member of society who can contribute for the improvement of society. So how can a student be contributing something to the society in order to improve it? Only when the student has good knowledge, who has good values of respecting all and treating people in the right way, and who have good attitude towards everything, showing positive actions towards everything, and having skills in subject as well as extracurricular activities. Only when all these characteristics are there in a student, we can say that the student can be a productive member of the society who will be helping a lot in the improvement of the society. So education can make a student gain all of these characteristics like knowledge, values, attitude and skills. So this is about education. Next, let us see about the educational management. What is educational management? Education is you're giving some knowledge to the student. That is education. But in order to give proper education, there should be a proper maintaining, like a proper maintenance should be there where you can provide education to the students. You need a proper building which is called as school. So that is very important. Next, in school you should have some teachers to teach the students. And we cannot go and sit somewhere randomly in a building. There should be tables, chairs, fan, light, blackboard. Only then the students will get interest to study. So all these will come under educational management. So you need human resources and material resources. Human resources means you need teachers in order to teach the students. Resources, material resources means you need book. Only if you have textbooks and notebooks, you will be able to understand what the teacher is teaching and you can take down the notes. So all these are needed. Next, not only these. If there should be game period, a PT period, definitely there should be some ball to play and some other activities, some ring, all that. Something should be there in order to play. You cannot just like that go and play. Some balls should be provided for you to play basketball, football, shuttle. So all these are necessary in order to have a proper PT period. Like that, in order to have a proper educational period, you need a blackboard and textbook and notebook. Next, in order to maintain all the records of teachers, students and other staffs working in the school, you need an office member who can take in charge of all these. So all the requirements are very necessary. You cannot just like that start up and give some education to students. You need all this in order to run a school successfully and make the students study. Only when all this is maintained properly, the students will get an interest to sit and study. So now we saw what education is and what educational management is. Next, let us see what are the components of educational management. The first component is planning. So before doing anything, you need to have a proper plan. Without planning, you cannot just like that start working on what we want to do. In order to open a school, you cannot just like that go and open a school. You should have a proper plan. Okay? Without planning, you cannot directly start anything. So what are the things coming under planning? You need to plan the curriculum. What and all you're going to do in that complete year. When is the sports day going to lie on? When is the annual day going to lie on? When is the first terminal exam going to lie on? Second terminal exam, third terminal exam, midterm exams. Then how the timetable is going to be. Next, how many buildings is necessary in order to make sure we are able to fit in students from standard 1 to 12. Next, how many restrooms are necessary in a school. Next, where should be the field for the students to play during PT. So all these are very important. Where can be the office room kept? Then how many tables are required and how many chairs are required in a class? How many fans are needed? How many lights are needed for every single class? There should be a staff room for the teachers to sit. So everything should be planned. So planning, it can be done either to one single institution, that is to one single school, or it can also be done for schools present in the entire district or entire state or entire national level. So plans can be made in these way. So this is about the plan. And then resources needed. So we need all these resources. For that, this much amount is needed. We need this much of money in order to do all this. Roughly, we should have a plan. This much we need to invest. So this much will be the amount. At least roughly you should know. So these all come under planning. After planning, it is organizing. So first you have to plan. After you plan, you need to know how to organize it. How can you organize? In a school, you should know how many teachers are needed. You have to recruit the total number of teachers on the basis of the need. You cannot just like that recruit many teachers without having a proper count. So you should be in a position where you can choose the teachers according to your requirement for your school. I need 10 maths teachers, means I have to choose only 10 teachers for maths. For science 8 means I have to choose correctly 8. I should not choose 20 maths teachers, 30 science teachers. It should not be a random way. It should be properly organized. Next. Now, for example, sports day has to be conducted in a school. So proper organizing should be there, right? For relay, 2 teachers are in charge. For drill, 2 teachers are in charge. Next, for march past, 2 teachers are in charge. Like this, for each event, some teachers will be in charge and one teacher will be given in charge of the entire sports day event. That is, she has to go and supervise and check whether every single event of the sports day is going fine. Are they preparing properly? Are the teachers really guiding properly for each event? She has to go and check all that. So that will be the role of the supervisor teacher. So in this way, you need to organize. Only when all these is done, we can say that the sports day will be a grand event, will be successfully done without any problem. So this comes under organizing. Next is controlling. You have planned everything. You have also organized. Now you are going to implement it. Plan, and after implementing, the results cannot be the same all the time. Sometimes we'll plan something, but what's happening will be totally different. We cannot say that what I planned will definitely happen as it is. Some changes will be there. If it is not happening exactly like how we thought in the plan, it means that something is going wrong. So we need to take an action on it. We need to see what is wrong and take an action on it and correct it so that everything will go fine and smooth without any problem. We need to ask feedback from the students every month. We should ask how the teacher is teaching. Are you really able to understand? We cannot just like that leave thinking that in our plan we wrote like all teachers will teach well. So we cannot expect the same output. All the teachers will teach well. Some teachers might not be doing their job properly. Only when we ask the feedback from the students, we'll get to know that this teacher is not teaching that great. So we need to ask the teacher to improve the methods of teaching, or we need to take some other actions regarding it. So only when you ask for the feedback, you get to know. Next, if the performance of the staff is really good, you can give incentives. If it is not that good, you need not give any incentive for that teacher. You need to ask the teacher to improve her teaching and method of teaching. So this is about the controlling. In controlling, you will see whether all the functions are going fine or not. If it is not going fine, you have to take steps in order to make it proper and smooth. Next, now for example, if you take students are finding very difficult to study something. They are finding it very hard to study because everything is written on the blackboard and not able to understand that clearly. Then the school can take an initiative and provide some videos where they can use projectors and present the video and teach using the video technique. So all these, when they implement, the students will get more interest and better performance can be shown. Next, if you take library, in library, if all books are arranged in random order, the students will not find interest to go take a book and study. There should be proper sections. This section is for this section is for that. Here these set of books will be there. If it is properly written, the board is kept, they can easily go take that book and study. So proper organizing should be there. So when there is some issue, when you are having some issue, you need to find out what the issue is and make it right by doing proper actions. This is about controlling. Next is direction. Direction is motivating. Now if you are the boss, you should not act like I am the boss. So you all should listen to whatever I say. If you're going to say like that, the work is not going to be completed in a smoother manner. The workers are not going to work with interest, with enthusiasm. They are going to be so rude, they will take more time to complete. When you motivate even for a very smaller thing that they do by saying, very good, I really appreciate you for doing all this, they will take up interest and they complete their work with more interest and enthusiasm, and the work will be done more perfectly than usual when you motivate them. And proper communication should be there. The boss should not act like I'm the boss, so I won't speak with my workers that closely. It should not be like that. Everyone should speak closely. Everyone should have the freedom to at least share their ideas with each other. At least that much freedom should be given for every human being. Next is coordination. When a team is acting coordinated in a coordinated way, that is, all are joining hands together and doing a work, the work will be done more sooner and more perfect. So team spirit should be there. Everyone should know their objective, their output. They should know that this should be the output. So let's work together and complete it soon and get a good name for our team. That should be the coordination between them. Next, evaluation. So you need to evaluate all the schemes and programs we would have planned in the beginning. So after executing all that, we have to see whether they have been a failure or a success for the year. If they have been failure, we need to take some actions on it. If it is success, we need to continue them to the next year too. Next, we need to see that we need to maintain a record of the public examination scores. If students are scoring little lesser, we need to concentrate on getting more good results for the public exam. Next, we need to enroll 100% of the children. We should not see they are lower caste or they are from the weaker section of society, so we will not give admission to them. That should not be the attitude. You can conduct a common exam where everyone can attend and whoever gets selected can get admitted in the school. That should be the proper way in which selections of students can be done, admission of students can be done. And achievement in public exams is very important. If you have got only 80% pass result, you should work a little bit extra in order to make it 100% the next year. Next, recording and reporting. Records and registers has to be maintained for sure. Who are the teachers working? The teachers' records. Next, students studying in the school, their records. Next, payment records, payment of the fees. So all these has to be recorded and reported at the end of every year properly. So these are the components of educational management. I hope you have understood. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share it with your friends.